Welcome to part 11 of Beyond Two Souls. Next up is the dinner chapter, and this chapter's set entirely in Jodie's new apartment. At this moment in time, Jodie's 22 years old, and this is set chronologically after the Embassy chapter, which was one of the first chapters we saw in the game.
Yeah?
Jodie. Hey, it's Ryan.
Ryan!
I was just wondering if you got my email.
What email?
The one I sent 3 days ago.
You know, I've actually been having problems with my computer. What was the email about?
Dinner, tonight, fancy restaurant. Anyway, it's too late now, so maybe another time?
Shit, I'm so sorry. Why don't you just come over here for dinner tonight? I mean, you wanted to see my apartment anyway, so...
Sure, but
How about around 8?
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring a kick-ass bottle of wine. See you later.
So this is a change of pace from what we've seen of Ryan so far, and it's set up with a kind of mood tonal dissonance from the last chapter we saw, which was the separation chapter in the playthrough order, because then we saw Ryan as being a complete dick, whereas now suddenly there's something going on here.
You didn't want me to see Ryan.
But I call bullshit on this because I get that he's a supernatural entity and he has powers humans don't. But how was he able to know that Ryan had sent her an email when her computer wasn't on? She obviously hadn't read it if she didn't know about it.
With whoever I want. This is my life. Oh, do you fucking hear me? This is my life. You know what? I happen to think Ryan is great. Right? He's charming, he's intelligent, he's funny.
He took me away from my care family, he forced me into the CIA. Yeah, Ryan's great.
Yeah, I'm aware of what happened at the bar.
And yet we've got the little nod to There You Like Other Girls chapter there.
Ryan is not like that.
Because this chapter does play out differently if you got caught in Like Other Girls.
I have an hour to make dinner, tidy up, and make myself look good.
So yeah, this phase of the chapter is basically just preparing for Ryan to come over, cleaning up. Like what we just saw there, he's just sort of kicking some game boxes under the TV stand, just so he doesn't see them. There's other bits and pieces we're going to get to, like generally cleaning up the apartment, cleaning up the kitchen.
Big trash can in the kitchen.
There's like some books we'll need to put back on the bookshelf at some point as well. There's also some optional things that we can do here that can not really affect things, but they kind of affect trophies and shit. Turning on the lamp, turning on music, washing the dishes, taking a shower, and you can also lay on the bed for a while just to sort of reassure yourself.
I gotta find something I can make in 1 hour.
But first we need to decide on a meal.
In the fridge. Asian beef. Huh? I mean, that looks good. It's not too complicated. Curried chicken with oven-baked vegetables. It'll take some time in the oven, but it seems doable. Pizza delivery.
Yeah, let's go with the pizza. That sounds a lot easier than actually making
Not
stuff.
exactly gourmet, but no preparation, no mess. I mean, it could be an option. Pizza.
Yeah, you can't beat some takeaway pizza sometimes, let's be honest here.
Gonna mind. Yeah, I'll call them. You know, you're wasting your time, Aiden. You're not gonna stop me from seeing Ryan.
We're seeing a trend building up here that Aiden really doesn't want Jodie to see Ryan. And so he's basically just being a nuisance throughout a lot of this chapter.
Books. Okay, on the bookshelf. Okay, great.
So when it comes to the trophies that are affected by the optional things you can do in this preparation time, there's one called Perfect Lover, which involves cooking your own meal, cleaning the apartment, taking a shower, putting on music, and when we get to choosing clothes to wear, choosing the elegant clothes. And there is also the Casual Girl trophy, where you order pizza like we've done. You just choose the casual clothes and you watch TV when he gets there, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's very funny, Aiden.
But we're not making this look proper fancy when we're having pizza. It doesn't really go together having like the fancy plates and candles going when you're just taking pizza. Like, eat that shit out of the box, come on. But now for the obligatory Quantic Dream nudity. And it was this that got them in a bit of hot water, if you excuse my pun, because it's possible if you manipulate the game's camera, like not in-game, but if you use third-party tools to manipulate the game's camera, you can see things that you're not quite supposed to see, and Ellen Page was understandably quite upset about that. So yeah, that wasn't the best way to manage that, and it does actually surprise me that they went out of their way to add certain things to a character model, given it was never meant to be shown. But 'tis the way of Quantic Dream, I guess.
Crap.
Well, come on, we can't exactly answer the door like this, can we now?
I'm coming! What should I wear?
So we've got the 3 different options. This is the dress that she was wearing in the Embassy chapter.
Oh, hello, Ryan.
And with the way the game handles the character model, if you choose this option, her nails are automatically painted as she gets dressed. Like, they're clearly just ripped assets of her model from the Embassy chapter.
The wrong idea. Oh, hi, Ryan. I've been waiting for you.
Now, I know some people tend to talk to themselves in front of a mirror, but that seems a little bit weird to me.
I don't know. Oh, hey, Ryan. Yeah, whatever. I just, threw these old things on, 'cause... Yeah, I'm cool.
Jodie, you really don't need to rehearse this. It's actually a little bit cringy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be me. I mean, there's no point in me throwing myself at the guy. You might as well just give up, Aiden. Okay? This date is going on. Period. Coming!
I like that little agitated looking around on her way to the door, making sure I hadn't done anything else. Oh shit. Honestly, how she didn't see this coming at this point, I'm not sure, but...
Okay, you got me.
Aiden, you're being a bit of a dick, mate.
Aiden! Aiden, come on, open up!
So this is interesting because Jodie's gonna overthrow Aiden's power, and we've seen quite a lot of the time so far that Aiden and Jodie think and act separate from one another, and like most of the time when Aiden's been doing stuff to help Jodie, it's been him actively making decisions to do whatever Jodie needs him to do. Whereas this time it shows that maybe she has a degree of power herself because she overtook Aiden's locking her out. Well, that could also be a psychological thing, like maybe she's getting upset in her head and that's guilt tripping him or something. It's very ambiguous.
I know the number by heart. Hey, yeah, could I get a large pizza? The, super supreme?
One pizza between the two of you? Really?
Like 8:15. Yeah. 6192 Columbus Street. Yeah, the 9th floor. Okay, cool. Great, thanks. Oh, I'm not too proud of myself, but at least we're gonna eat.
Listen, Jodie, there is nothing wrong with pizza. And looking around, this is a really nice apartment. Like, it's a really big apartment for one person to live in. And generally, the aesthetic design of it, everything looks really tidy. Like the colours working together and that. I just really like this kind of place. And the fact that it's high up as well. I like that. Got the beautiful view out the window. I swear I'm not trying to sell you on this apartment. Item, please.
Come on, Aiden, don't be a pain in the ass.
It's this moment of like killing time just to make sure Aiden hasn't done anything else while we weren't looking.
Aiden, behave yourself. Okay, this is important to me, and I'm counting on
You can probably hear this, Jodie. It's just the other side of the door.
Chateau Margaux, 2001. The guy in the store said it was a pretty good year.
That sounds good to me. So.
Okay.
Why don't you sit? I'll get the thing that opens the wine.
Bottle opener? Is that the word you're looking for?
Cool apartment.
Huh? Yeah, thanks.
If you can't tell, this whole date's going to be simultaneously a fight with Aiden. I can't say I'm too big on that bookshelf design though. No, I'd always worry about stuff falling out the back.
You want me to open it?
No, I'll do it.
to your new apartment.
To my new apartment.
Oh, so when did you move in?
A couple weeks ago.
Now, this is something you can also do to affect the outcome, because while they're having the whole lovey-dovey talk, like blabbing away to each other, you can get Aiden to completely spook Ryan.
It's nothing. It's just... Aiden's messing with us. Ignore him. Ignore him. How...
Though we're really putting Ryan on edge here. Given that he knows about Aiden from what we saw in the Embassy chapter, he's aware of what Jodie's up to with her power and that.
All right. You keep the change.
Thanks.
I ordered pizza. I hope that's...
No, pizza's good. Don't sweat it.
This feels like a very awkward dynamic so far. That's a tiny pizza, come on, I thought she ordered a large.
So we've been working together now for what? 2 years? I know almost nothing about you.
I mean, there's nothing much to say. You know, I grew up with my parents on the DPA campus, and then Nathan looked after me, and well, I mean, you pretty much know the rest. So.
It's during this section that you have to spook Ryan for one of the trophies you can get, and that's the uncontrollable trophy. And basically, he's just have Aiden terrify the shit out of Ryan. Because he's clearly a little bit nervous of what's going on from when they were just sitting down chatting, waiting for food. So, like, this is where you can really kick it into overdrive.
Yeah, did Nathan ever manage to explain to you why you have this link with Aiden?
So he clearly knows about Aiden's existence, so he really should have showed up expecting weird shit to be happening, but it's still kind of making him uncomfortable for some reason.
Really not much about Aiden. I mean, I don't think even he knows who or what he is.
He's listening right now, Jodie. That's quite rude.
Is he here now, listening to us?
Yeah. Yeah, he never leaves me. What about you? Do you have any family here?
No, my parents are still in Oregon. Go to see them as little as possible.
And are you
That animation of Ryan with a knife and fork looks so fucking stupid.
No. Wait. Yes, I mean, I was. You know, my ex-wife and I have been separated for 2 years. And, yeah, I couldn't work. I mean, in the end, it didn't. You know, we had our good times, but eventually we decided to go our separate ways. How about you? Anyone on your radar?
This is awkward.
I've got Aiden, so.
I mean, anyone in our world.
You're not very good at saying the right things, are you, Jodie?
You know what? Aiden kind of has always made people run away. Or maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just too odd for anyone to be interested in.
You're special, Jodie. Aiden's got nothing to do with this.
Awkward kissing animation, here we go. So this is how pizza and chill works, right?
Stop. Stop.
Jodie, what's the matter?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not your fault.
And this is the part that's affected by the Like Other Girls chapter outcome.
Some things that I can't forget.
And yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I better go.
and that was the dinner chapter. Next up is Night Session. So we're going way back chronologically now to when Jodie's about 9. This is the chapter set after their initial experiments, which was just the experiment chapter. So now we're a little bit later down the line. She's got used to Cole and Nathan. So now it's time for a bit of story to happen.
Nathan, I'm so tired. Can we go now?
Oh, jeez. Is that what time it is? I'm sorry, I was concentrating on my work. I know you've had a long day. Hey, this morning I bought you a book. What do you say we get you tucked in and I read to you?
Yes, please.
I must have left it in the other room. Why don't you go in there and get it? I'll finish up here, and then we can go, okay?
Sure, I'm on it.
It's little moments like this that are why I like the dynamic Jodie has with Cole and Nathan. Because that could be like a young kid talking to their dad or something, couldn't it? It's that sort of father figure dynamic.
So, where did he leave that book? Stop it, Aiden. It's not funny.
I'm seeing all the different cables and
Aiden?
boxes of samples of stuff and all that on the side there. I'm wondering whether it's smart to let a young kid just wander around in there. Unless like she's has experiments done in there all the time, in which case she might be used to it, but it doesn't really look like the sort of place you'd let a kid just wander around. And this is actually quite cleverly done from what we'll see in a minute. It really kind of tips you off about the powers Aiden has.
You found it. Now we can get down to the serious business of bedtime stories. Jodie? Jodie, you okay? You look pale.
She looks dead tired is how she looks. Come on, Nathan, let's get her off to bed. Yes. Yes, hold on. Nathan, it's for you.
Nathan Dawkins.
Nathan? Nathan, what's up?
My wife. Daughter, they were coming back from my mother's. Truck. Drunk driver. Wrong side of the road. They're dead.
Jodie, let's get you off to bed. Nathan, stay right here. I'll be right back. Come on, Jodie.
Of course, say the way that Willem Dafoe delivered the lines there once Nathan found out about what had happened, the way it was very fragmented speech and that was delivered really well. It really kind of added to the atmosphere of the scene. I'll see you next time for part 12 of Beyond Two Souls.